Hi, guys. Welcome to the Soul on Fire show. I am super excited to be here for season 4. Thank you so much for being here on the live. Thank you for being here on the replay. We are unleashing the power within in this season, and I am super excited today to talk about the energetic fields and how to actually tap into the energetic fields to live the power of that you want to be living in your power, living your new dreams. It is so amazing and so incredible when you understand how to work into the quantum fields and how to actually step into your power, knowing that there's alternate realities of you that are waiting there for you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. For those that don't know me, I am Noelle Agape. I am a health and wellness counselor. I am an NLP trainer, a quantum energy trainer, and I run adventure therapy retreats around the world. And I'm also a TV host of this show. Super, super excited to go into this season because this season is coming off of the most dynamic time of my life. Many lessons learned throughout this journey, as well as understanding how to truly work into the quantum and quantum leap and quantum jump and be a different version of you, live a different version of you, live a different reality. It is magnificent when you understand your power within you. It is magnificent when you are connected to you. And I say all the time, God in you, through you. And that really is true Christ consciousness. And that's what we talk about on this show. We talk about going into the depths of your soul, figuring out where you need to be and how to get there, right? So join us on this episode because we are going to have so much information for you about tapping into the quantum fields. So let's start with understanding what it is of reality, right? Your reality is 1% of who you are, and it is matter. And you're moving things from the waveform, the 5D, into the 3D, which is the matter form. And so when you're trying to move matter to matter, what happens often is you come up with a lot of resistance because matter's, you're moving from a wave to a particle. And so particles are hard to in quantum fields, they're hard to break down, right? So when you're in wave form, super scientists see today. So when you're in wave form, what happens often is you can connect to the energy more without the attachment of the ego. On this show, we talk about the difference between consciousness and ego and understanding how to move into consciousness and move away from ego or work with your ego. Not break your ego down. You do have ego deaths, and those are the identity that you think that you hold to keep you safe, right? So as you know, I'm a licensed counselor and I know neurolinguistics and I know the quantum fields. And so what I do in my practice is I use all three. I use the emotional body, the mental body, the physical body, and the energetic body to get you to your greatest self. And so let's start in each of those components, right? So the mental body is your thoughts and the repeated patterns. And so, as I say all the time, your thoughts become patterns, patterns become beliefs, your beliefs become your reality. And so when you don't have a mental diet, and I call it a mental diet, as many do, of what you're thinking, what's going on, your thoughts have momentum and their energy, and they're moving into the energetic fields, right? So understanding that the law of assumption, not the law of attraction, right? The law of attraction is the old way of manifesting and becoming who you are. It's like pulling things into you and being determined and focusing on that. Yes, but the law of assumption is actually living in the end. And I want to have a very powerful conversation with that. Living in the end is keeping a mental diet that you know who you are and you know your worth and you truly understand who you are and you live in that energy, right? That's living in your end. And so often in the middle, I talked about in last week's episode, what happens is your subconscious hasn't transformed, right? So the mental body, you have the time lapse of thinking, okay, this is my reality. I can move into this reality and I can go deep into the quantum in this show for most to understand, but the time only exists in your mind. And so if you understand that you actually can collapse time and space, and you can actually revise a story, or you can actually go back and you can tell your subconscious something different, you work with time very, very differently when you understand in the mental body that you have control of your thoughts, you have control of reality, you are the creator of your reality. And the law of assumption, it is true Christ consciousness in the sense that it is all of the power is within you and everyone is you outpushed. And so in your mental body, you have to completely be on a mental diet of this is a version of me showing up in this person, this place, this thing, this circumstance. It's a version of me. What do I have to do? How do I have to reframe that? How do I have to tap into a different reality? Right. That's the first thing working with time in the mental body. In the physical body, you have to understand that you are here only as matter in 1% of your life, but the energetic forms of you that already exist really are already out there, right? And so in the physical body, you have to keep a true, and I went to Hawaii on my last mastermind, which was amazing and mind-blowing, and Costa Rica is coming up if you guys want to go there. But I indulged. I ate a lot of desserts. I did a lot of things. So the first thing that I came back was I got clean, right? I did a complete detox where it was like, just liquids and kind of connecting back to my body. When you do detoxes, it's actually connecting you back to God because all the sugar, all the grossness, all the everything that you put in your body, alcohol, whatever it may be, it's disconnecting you from a higher level of consciousness, right? And so your physical form is nothing more than a machine, and so your mind is a computer, your body is a machine. And when you understand this, that's the law of assumption, right? You understand, wait, my mind's a computer. I can program my mind. I can actually use the thoughts that are coming up as lessons as opposed to anything else. We're going to talk about the emotional body in just a minute, which is incredibly important. But the physical body in the physical form, very, very powerful to understand. Your circumstances don't matter. Your circumstances don't matter. Your circumstances don't matter. I will tell you over and over and over again. And this is a very controversial topic, but I will tell you over and over and over again how I literally changed the exact reality that was in front of me, with money, with people, with circumstances. People act differently. It is because I went into a different reality. The law of attraction is I'm attracting this into my life. The law of assumption is there's an infinite amount of possibilities that I could be living in this physical world, and I'm choosing my physical experience. This is the physical piece that we're talking about, right? The mental piece is understanding that you have to control your thoughts, you have to control your mind, that you can actually collapse time, right? You can change your identity. You could be whoever you want to be. That's already there as an energy. And that's what I teach the most to my clients is look at not the behavior, and look at not the person, not the circumstance, look at the energy. What is your energy connected to, right? Because it's all energy. When you're connected to an energy of something, you're connected to the vibration, the frequency of it. And when you know that you're working with frequency, not people or persons or situations, you're working with a frequency. Are you at a lower frequency or are you at a higher frequency? God will never come down to your low frequency in your ego. The ego is always in the lower frequencies, and the consciousness is always in the higher frequencies, right? So in the physical form, you have to truly, it's like being a top athlete in spiritual maturity. This is understanding that when you are using time to manipulate time and space in NLP, in the quantum world. We do it all the time, right? We revise stories. I have had bladder infections and they've been gone in 10 minutes. I have literally had one reality and then within 10 minutes show up differently. I've had one reality and sometimes it takes 6 months, right? Depends upon your belief system. But if you know and you believe and you understand that the physical world is just a old vibration that you have manifested into your life right now, right? So the law of manifestation works as if it's not what you want, it's what you are. So you have to look at what is showing up in your physical reality. You have to look at what's showing up in your physical reality and say, oh, okay, this is showing up as my physical reality. This is the dominant vibration in my fields right now. And if this is the dominant vibration in my fields, if I continue down this path, it's going to be the same reality. If I don't continue down this path, what's going to happen is that it's going to change, right? So when you have the momentum of energy and the momentum of going through it, oftentimes in the time lapse or the transition, which is your ego saying, no, I'm transitioning from this one space to this other reality. In the law of assumption, there's an infinite field of possibilities and infinite versions of you, an infinite version of the other person, and an infinite version of your money. You have to have an intimate relationship with each, right? And you have to understand what your relationship is in this physical matter, what it is. And then you actually can work in the emotional body, right? So you have to get control of the mental body and the physical body first. Those are the two primary things with manifesting and understanding who you are. You have to be literally at your prime. Now, if you were an athlete and you were at the Olympics, right, would you be eating sugar and drinking alcohol, and would you like staying up late and treating your body like hell? No, you would not, right? So an Olympic athlete actually takes its mind, uses it as a computer, uses a body as a machine, and takes that literally and understands that, then moves into the emotional and the energetic part of it. This is not an easy journey to live in the law of assumption. It is not bubbles and unicorns, right? The law of attraction is a little bit different because it's like attracts like. The law of assumption is actually, no, I am becoming this. This is the version of me that I want. Clear intention. So you start with a clear intention, then you look at the time lapse, right? Where am I in the time lapse? How am I working with time and space? I collapse time and space, right? For me, I revised a story last week or 2 weeks ago. I revised a story and I was like, yeah, that story's not working out for me. And when you understand that you are the master of your universe, you're the God of your universe, it's God in you through you. You're not God. You are the God of your reality, meaning that you're working with God and the universe and the highest sources to be the greatest version of you. Your highest self, your best self is always pulling you towards a better version. So every day we're here to experience and expand, and we move through that energy, working with the energies of the divine feminine, the divine masculine, the chakra system, working with the energetic fields in your aura, working with energy, not working with reality, right? Reality is your reality that you're seeing is old. It's the old belief systems. It's thoughts become patterns, patterns become beliefs, beliefs become your reality. Until it's a dominant thing in your field, you have to live in your end. You have to have complete understanding that there is literally a version of you that already exists, that you have to connect to the energy of it. So moving into the emotional body, which is one of the most dominant things that you can have, is when you understand the feelings of it. You have to feel how it feels to be that, right? You have to show up. You have to visualize. You have to script. You have to change your mental diet. You have to live in the physical form that it's already done. How would that person show up? And literally, like in the next segment, I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you an exercise to go through and say, okay, this is how I transform. Right? The emotional body is the hardest part because it's managing and understanding your emotions. Your emotions are nothing more than there to teach you. They are energy in motion, right? So again, I say this on every episode, but if you're new to this channel, it's the electro is the thought, which is your thought is your communication between your mind and your body, and your emotions is the magnetic, right? And so that is how you magnet and you pull things in, divine feminine energy, right? And so the electro is the masculine energy, the magnetic is the feminine energy. You have to work with both of them to pull the energy into you. Right. So the magnetic is the heightened sense of emotion. So the heightened sense of thought, heightened sense of emotion. The emotions are communication of your body to your brain, right? And so you're working together with your emotional body, your mental body, and your physical body to become the reality that you want. Now, here's the biggest piece in the world is that it is all energy, right? Energy and motion is emotion. And so heart and mind coherence, Dr. Joe Dispenza speaks of this all the time. Your heart and your mind coherence, when they're in alignment, and it is the dominant vibration within your field, it shows up in your reality. You're manifesting all day, every day, right? So check your thoughts, check your feelings, check your body, check your emotions, what's going on in your physical body, what's going on in your physical world. You have to be the awareness that is the dominant factor. The awareness is the dominant factor in manifesting, guys. The awareness is the dominant factor in manifesting, meaning that, oh, okay, I'm here. This is not where I want to be. This is not where my end is. what I need you to do is through the time lapse and through the transition, right? The second piece of this is the transition. We spoke about this last episode and I'll link it below, but I think it's important for you to understand that there's a transition period between your ego and your consciousness. And when you are fully in consciousness, that's when you become the higher version of yourself every single day. I literally die to the old version of myself every single day. As a matter of fact, I'm so comfortable with death because I die every single day of a version of myself, right? And so, with that being said, I want you to understand, fully understand that in the astral fields, I mean, and I astral travel, I lucid dream, I literally set intentions and I move into energy, right? I'm on a shaman journey. I am an NLP trainer, I'm a quantum energy trainer. I'm deep, deep, deep into the spirituality piece, right? So I merge the science and the spirituality. I have 14 years of grad school in science. I merge all of it together to make it a reality. So I will tell you this. It is a practice. It is a practice. It is a practice. There are times where I fall from grace, as Joe Dispenza calls it, right? I fall from grace and emotionally I go on rampage and it's the old version of me, right? I stop and I see your reality doesn't matter. Your reality doesn't matter. Your reality doesn't matter. Meaning that's an old version of you that is showing up. You're not in your end yet. You're in the transition, right? You're in the transition. So many people, when they're manifesting, what they try to do is they try to like, oh my God, I need that to be happy. What you actually need to do is be happy and then receive that, right? And so what I work with deeply is I work with the energy of it. I keep saying that, right? What's the energy of your emotion? What are you feeling right now? Because whatever you're feeling in this moment is going to produce whatever your manifestation is in the future, right? So thoughts become patterns, patterns become beliefs, and beliefs become reality. What are you feeling in that process? Are you feeling in your end? Do you know it? Do you believe it? Do you see it? Do you understand it? Do you, without question, I know in my soul there are certain things that I'm manifesting right now, and I'm manifesting all day, every day, because I get a manifestation and then and that is complete. I get a new manifestation. We're here to create, to experience and expand, right? So what do you do? The emotional body is your guidance system. Your brain's your computer. You can program it. I am worthy. I am good enough. I am safe, secure, and protected. I am lovable, right? Over and over and over again. Affirmations, visualizations, tapping into that, right? That is the mental body. The physical body is understanding your reality doesn't matter. Your reality doesn't matter. Your reality doesn't matter. So hard to understand. Circumstances do not matter when you're in the transition. It's just your ego trying to get through and keep you safe, right? Understanding your physical body, exercise, breath work, breath work, breath work, breath work, meditation, breath work. You can hack your body and your mind, and I do every day. Energy in the emotional space, now controlling and understanding your emotions. Now, I've been doing this for 20 years. I have, like I said, 14 years of grad school. I have insane amount of like 7 certifications on top of my graduate degrees. And I still get emotional, right? You have to, it is a practice. It is a practice. It is a practice. Morning, I wake up, I meditate, I set my intention, I get in my end, I focus on it, I visualize it, I feel it, I know it. I get up out of my meditation, I journal, I write down my affirmations, I write who I am, I do my gratitude walk in my house before I even have a cup of coffee, go throughout my day, running business, being a CEO, being a TV host, having a daughter in college and in high school, trying to manage life, you fall from grace. Also, there are going to be things that are easier to manifest in your life, and there are going to be things that are not, right? And so the journey for wherever you are on that emotional body, you have to manage your emotions. If you're in anger, if you're in hurt, if you're in fear, if you're in guilt and shame, then you're at a really low vibration. You're at a frequency that's what you're producing, right? So I'm not saying that I don't get into those things. I'm saying I get to those things and then I course correct and I pivot because I have to manage my emotions. I know that's spiritual maturity, but I also know that it is incredibly important to be at the higher vibrations to manifest everything that I want. So that's the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, the energetic body, understanding the energetic realms, that there's an infinite amount of possibilities there. I will link the links below if you want to understanding the chakra system, understanding aura, understanding lucid dreaming and astro traveling. I have courses on all of it, right? And so if you want to understand the quantum more and understand energy more, you can go to noelleagape.com. You could do my quantum immersion. That is the basics of the quantum. But I work with energy. I don't work with people. I don't work with circumstances. I don't work with behaviors. I work with energy. Your energetic system is the most important thing and the deepest connection to your soul. I'm going to say that again. Your energetic system, your chakra system, your aura, your understanding, it is the deepest connection to your soul. Your soul has come here. Your soul has come here to experience and expand from a version of consciousness to elevate you into a higher level of consciousness. Now, I promise you this, guys, you're in human school, so you're still on the student journey. You need to be humble enough to know that you're the student in one breath and the teacher in the next. I have mastered a lot of things in my entire life. I get to teach those. I'm humble enough to know where I need support, where I need to grow every day of my life, right? That's part of the emotional journey, and that's part of spiritual maturity. Understanding that spiritual maturity is a huge, huge, huge part of your emotional body and your energetic body, right? Spiritual maturity is making time for God, making time for you, making time to meditate, making time for breath work, making time for being healthy and making better choices, being a better human, right? That's an energy. That's an energy. That's an energy, right? Taking accountability, saying sorry when you need to say sorry, showing up as the version of you that you want to show up, showing up for others. Understanding you falling from grace and pivoting and getting back up and not staying in that space, leaving the victim behind. That's all part of the energetic body. Spiritual practice, spiritual practice, spiritual practice. One of the most important things I can teach you is science and spirituality is the same. God is science, the universe is science, everything is the same. Your science brain, your spirituality brain, whatever you believe, there is a version of you that is waiting for you. Right? You have to believe that there's a better version of you every single day to live in spiritual maturity. You have to believe in the energetic fields that you can work in dominant realities, right? I mean, now understanding that you can literally go from one reality to the next in seconds, or it could take forever depending upon your mental body, your physical body, your emotional body, and your energetic body. Where are you in all four of your bodies? We're going to find out next. Stay tuned, guys, because we're going to do a really cool, incredible activity that shows you exactly where your vibration is. We will be right back, guys. Stay tuned. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being on the Soul on Fire show. I'm super excited for season 4 because we're talking about unleashing the power within, understanding the quantum fields, understanding the law of assumption, understanding living in the end. What does it mean to live in your end? Your end is your desire. Your end is your manifestation. Your end is who you are at a higher level of consciousness, right? So knowing that everything already exists, that's living in the end. And so there's an infinite field of possibilities. There's an infinite amount of versions of you. There is an infinite amount of versions of the people that are showing up in your life. Everyone is you outpushed. Everyone is you outpushed. They are a mirror of you, showing you what your vibration is, right? That is understanding living in the end. That's understanding the law of assumption and knowing and feeling and believing it with all of your power and all of your soul. And then it is done. And then the law of detachment comes in after that. And the law of detachment is, it's already done. Like the greatest and highest good is working for me, and God, source, the universe has got my back, and I, everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me, even if it looks like mass chaos and a shit show coming into your reality. Everything's working out for me. everything is working out for me. Oh, wow. This is showing me where my vibration is. I have some work to do. Let me go in and find out what my mental diet is, my physical diet is, my emotional diet, and my energetic diet. Where am I in my emotional body? Where am I in my physical body? Where am I in my energetic body? So important to understand that this is a practice. It is a practice. It is a spiritual and a scientific practice, right? So, what is the law of assumption? How do you manifest your dreams, Noelle? How do I live in the end and then deal with my reality? How does all of this? That is what this season is going to be about. So stay tuned for all of the episodes through the season, because the more it's going to grow upon actually understanding how to manifest it. So when I got out of grad school, I was a counselor, and I worked in the counseling fields, and then went into NLP and became a trainer and worked with the neurolinguistics and the biochemistry of the brain, working with the body and the mind. Then I went even further and went into the quantum fields and became a quantum energy trainer. From that space, I became a shaman and started working with spirituality. Your identity, your identity, your identity shifts at every single point of your journey. Right. When I was married, I was one identity. When, I'm a mom, I'm one identity. In a relationship, I'm one identity. There's an infinite amount of possibilities of how your realities work. Now, you can actually tap into any version of you. And here is where the coolest thing in the world in the law of assumption works, is that in that reality, it's completely retrograde. So if you fully tap into a different version of you, people will start to show up differently. Things will start to show up differently. Actually, it's a completely different reality that you're creating. You're not changing a person or a behavior in one reality. That's matter to matter. You're actually tapping into a completely different reality. That's what you're doing. You're tapping into a completely different reality. Christ consciousness at its highest form. This is what Christ did. He studied in Tibet forever, right? And so understanding that literally you have Christ consciousness within you, understanding that there is an infinite amount of possibilities. There's an infinite amount of versions of you. Your reality is your reality, and you are the master of your reality. Other people don't have, you control it. Basically, you are the director, the writer, the producer of your reality. Basically, you are saying to the universe, this is exactly what I want, this or something better. Right? When you say this or something better, you're releasing the pressure of it being in one egg when you're not in the infinite fields. So there's two different planes that you work on: the competitive plane, which is the egoic plane, and then the creative plane, which is the consciousness plane. I work with consciousness, right? There are times, of course, when you fall from grace and you're in your ego. Always, right? Almost every day I'm in my ego and I have to course correct, but it is a practice to live in the law of assumption. It is a practice to understand that there is versions of people, there are versions of things, there's versions of money, there are versions of everything that is coming into fruition, that you are connected to it. Everything is already created. Everything is already created. You are tapping into an energy of it, right? So let's use money. I would say money, relationships, and physical health are the biggest things that I work with my clients, right? So let's go through all three of those to understand, right? So the physical health, you have to actually embody physical health. You have to visualize it. You have to see it. You have to know it. You have to go into your vibrations. I want you to ask yourself this question. This is a very important question. Get a piece of paper, write this down. If your manifestation is not showing up, it is because you're in the transition period where you're so connected to your ego. You're either in victim, you're in ego in some way, you're in the competitive plane, you're not in the creative plane. I will promise you that. If your desire has not shown up yet, you're not in the creative plane, you're in the competitive plane. In some way, you're believing that your reality is more dominant than the belief system of you actually being in that version of you. So you're manifesting all day, every day. You're quantum leaping all day, every day. You're quantum jumping all day, every day. You're going from place to place. You literally, I have moved into different realities where it's instantly, where it's like, oh my God, wait, my ego had to catch up to it because I was moved so quickly into it, right? And then I've gone through the transition where I'm trudging through the middle. Middle is not fun because most of the time you're in your ego, right? And you're not in spiritual maturity, you're not in Christ consciousness. I mean, I've had trippy ass stuff happen to me being on my shaman journey, being on the quantum journey. I've gone into meditation at one time, 6:23, coming out of meditation at 6:06, right? Collapsing time and space. How does it exist? It's different versions of reality. My subconscious knows because I've trained myself to be like, oh, I'm in a different reality right now. Oh, this person's showing up this way because I'm in a different reality. I changed within me, right? So get a piece of paper and write this down. Pause if you need to. If you're watching it on the live, go get a piece of paper. I want you to ask yourself what lies you are telling yourself. What lies am I telling myself about that manifestation? Ask specifically, you do one thing at a time, single point intention. I'm huge on single point intention. Manifest this, manifest this, manifest this. I can manifest multiple things at one time because I know how to do it. It's easier for if you're beginning to manifest just to focus on one thing at a time because it's easier to control the emotions and your thoughts around the one thing at one time. What lies are you telling yourself, right? What is it in your brain? Go in and have a conversation with your right side of your brain, your left side of your brain, your nervous system, right? How is your nervous system acting? When do you get triggered by this situation? What are your triggers? How do your triggers show up? What are they doing? When you're working with your nervous system, when you're working with your neural net pathways, when you're working with your biochemistry, understanding the heart and mind coherence, it changes the energy of who you are. So with that being said, why don't I want this? Now you ask myself, well, of course I want it. It's my greatest desire. So talk to your subconscious mind as if you were talking to your best friend. Hey, sweetheart, what's going on right now? What do you need? What am I not giving you? What are you trying to protect by keeping this identity, right? Where am I so attached to this specific outcome that I'm not allowing the universe to bring magnificence in, right? It is a mental game. It is an energetic game. Your reality is an energetic game. You and God in you through you, spiritual maturity. When you start to understand, everything's working out for me. The universe, oh my gosh, this is craziness. This is showing up in my life. The opposite of my manifestation is coming in. Why is the opposite of my manifestation coming in? I don't understand. Well, I've been doing the work. I've been scripting. I've been, living in my end. I've been, visualizing. I've been doing everything, connecting to the energy. I've been living as if, and it's not happening. This exercise will find out the reason for you. What lies is your subconscious telling you to keep you safe? Have a conversation with your subconscious mind, right brain, left brain, because they're two different fears. Feminine energy, masculine energy. Then have a conversation with your body in silence, right? Taking a deep breath in, going into silence, wiping your mental clean, completely wiping your mental energy clean. I work in the 0 point field. I love the 0 point field because that's the point of creation, right? So for me, understanding that you could go back into a story and what is the story that your subconscious is looping in? What is the story that keeps happening over and over again? Find the patterns, right? Write down the patterns, find the triggers, right? What energy am I entertaining as still my reality? What energy am I? You may say, I am doing all the work. But in reality, what's going on is your mental looping of, oh, this person treats me like shit. Oh, this person has done this. What are you actually telling you? What's the story that is going on underneath? That's the vibration and the frequency you're vibrating at. All right. You have to revise that story. You have to go in and you actually have to feel a different version of you. You can connect to, your highest self. You can then connect to your guides. You can then connect to your twin that is already living in that reality. There's so many different ways. You can literally pull, the cord from the back of your neck and disconnect. You can go into the Merkaba. You can literally go into time and space. You can connect to God, source, the universe, whatever it may be. Biohacking, huge. Breath work, meditation. diet, huge with huge biohacking, knowing and completing visualization, everything, writing it down, being aware. Oh, I fell from grace today. Oh, that's the old version of me. Being obsessed with something, right? Constantly being like, why isn't it here? Why isn't it here? I don't understand. I'm doing the work. Why isn't it here? That's not detachment. Detachment is the feminine energy of the magnetism. You have to understand the thought is the creation, which already exists. The thought is the creation of you and your soul connecting to that experience. So huge. The thought is the creation point, the 0 point field where nothing, the void, exists. You go into the void in meditation, you clear your mental diet. From that space, tell your subconscious, I'm moving from the competitive plane to the conscious plane. I'm going to be in creative plane. I'm going to be conscious. I'm working with consciousness. I'm working with my highest self. Command your presence within your energetic fields. Command your presence within your energetic fields. You are the creator of your reality. Everybody is you outpushed. They are a version of you that you created. Why did you create that version of you? What is your subconscious and your soul trying to teach you and learn and expand from? Right? That space right there. Finding it. Working with your nervous system, again, with biohacking, with meditation, breath work, all of it's at noelleagape.com if you need help and support. Tons of free stuff on YouTube, tons of free stuff all over the internet. Understanding that you can completely change your reality in 1 minute. Or maybe if you're in the transition period, it takes a little time. And then detach. Everything's always working out for me. It's the greatest and highest good. I love and support this person. I'm going to send them energy and I'm going to go on my way and live my life, right? This or something better. I'm going to connect to the energy of being a multimillionaire, running an 8-figure business, traveling the world, having massive adventures, whatever it is that your heart's desire. It wouldn't be a desire in your heart if it wasn't already in existence. It's your soul and your higher consciousness pulling you towards it. Understanding that. It's not just a desire to have a desire. It is a desire for your soul and your consciousness to expand with you, to have this experience with you. God in you, through you, is having God experience life through you. So cool. So cool, guys. So know the story, go in and go into meditation and revise the story. No, this is not who I am. Oh, that's the older version of me showing up. Thank you, universe. Thank you for showing me where I'm in the vibration of the old version of me. Identity, identity, identity. Who are you claiming to be every moment of every minute and every time? I want you to be very clear on your intention. I want you to write down specifically, now that you have the story that you need to revise, I want you to write down the desire that's in your heart. Now, what do I need to do every single moment and every single day to become that? What steps do I have to take? Where do I need to go? Do I need to get a mentor? How do I get there? Start to talk to consciousness. Start to talk to your highest self. Start to talk to God. Start to talk to the greater version of you that already exists. Use the energy. And I promise you, your life will start to conform. Now, here's a big piece. When you're in the middle, often the opposite happens right before your upper limit. Right before your upper limit, the opposite usually shows up. Why? Because it is the universe testing you to see if you're ready to fully embody this other version of you. It's not God testing you, being like, it's mean, evil God. No, it is the universe and God testing you to make sure that you are fully ready to move into this expansion, right? Moving from particle to wave to particle. When you understand that, you are moving particle to wave to particle. That's how you collapse things into your reality. When things come from, they start as energy. They have momentum. You build the momentum. You connect to it. There's an infinite field of possibilities that you can connect to. You continue to connect to that in a higher vibration. until it is possible, until it's now it's in the field of possibilities and probabilities, right? It's still in the wave form. And until it is collapsed into matter, particle form, you have to continue to do the work, right? Living in your end means understanding and knowing that things are going to come up that are not your end and the complete opposite of your end, and they feel shitty and they're terrible, and you still have to keep going and you detach. I know that this is already done. I know it's the greatest and highest good, that this or something better is coming for me. I am completely, completely enthralled in it. I can't wait for it. I'm so excited for it. It feels so amazing. Go on a rant about how it feels. It feels incredible. A feeling is the most important thing. How you feel, how you think, and how you feel will change your life. Period. How you think and how you feel will change your life. It will show up exactly your reality. How you think and how you feel. What do you think about that person? What do you think about money? What do you think about living the life of your dreams? What do you feel about that? Right? I will tell you this, that the most joyful feeling in the world and blissful feeling in the world is when it's God and you through you, and you and God are truly creating from the 0 point field to manifestation, and you're going from matter to wave back to matter, and then it appears in your reality and it's magnificent and it lights you up and it feels incredible, and it is the most beautiful thing in the entire world because it was God in you through you. God will not come down to your ego. He will always ask you to rise. God in you, through you. Infinite amount of possibilities. The world that we live in, we were taught the opposite. But Christ came here to show us differently. Buddha came here to show us differently. Every one of them are here with you, guiding you, showing you, moving you to you. When you work with consciousness, it is beautiful. When you work with ego, it is struggle. It is victim. It is betrayal. It is lies. It is lack. It is separation. Oneness. The biggest thing I can teach you before we go on the next commercial break is oneness. Oneness doesn't mean you and somebody else are one. There is nothing, not one thing that is external. Every single thing that is showing up in your 3D reality is because you are manifesting that from internally. You have to move into the 5D. You have to collapse it into the 3D. Energy, energy, energy. You can work with lower energies, or you can work with consciousness, working with the ego or working with consciousness all day, every day. Where was I in my ego? How can I be better? Where can I apologize? Oh, I need to be better in that area of my life, right? All of the power is within you. God in you, through you. It is so powerful, so beautiful. When you feel this, when you know it, when you see it, when you understand that everything is working out for you, everything is working out for you. It comes to light even better than you can ever imagine. Stay tuned, guys. We will be right back. Hi guys, welcome back to the Soul on Fire show. Today we are going deep into the quantum fields and understanding, collapsing the 5D into the 3D and how to manifest the life of your dreams. It is so cool. It is such a beautiful process. It is the process of creation, right? So I'm going to explain something that's kind of crazy, but it's super important to understand the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies with creation. Again, I talked about it in the first segment, where your thoughts are the masculine energies and they're the creation, right? They're the movement, they're the energy, and then the emotions are the magnetism, how you pull that in and how you feel about it. So your thoughts and your heightened sense of thought, your heightened sense of reality, that's the electromagnetic fields. There's an infinite field of possibilities. There's an infinite amount of versions of you that are out there. Let's talk a little bit about the divine feminine, the divine masculine energies, right? And so, creation, how creation works. The best way to describe this creation process is the egg in human form, right? We're building a human body, we're creating a human body, which is the most magnificent, beautiful thing. You being here is a miracle. You being here is magic. You being here, right? So, the egg kind of just sits there and hangs out, right? But the egg has the intention of becoming a human, right? And so think about that. So the egg is the feminine energy and it just kind of chills and leans back and is like, okay, I got this is my intention. I have the intention to become in the human form. So the sperm also has an intention, and the sperm, like, I know this is crazy, but walk with me on this. I promise it'll, and make you understand. So the sperm is the masculine energy. It's the action, it's the movement, and it fails sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't make it to the egg, and it just keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going and finally connects to the egg. The egg then compounds and becomes this beautiful, beautiful consciousness. It starts to develop a human body, right? The masculine's the doing, the thought, the intention, the action. You need in both. You need both in the manifestation process. The egg relaxes, chills, lean backs, then creates a baby. That's the form of creation, right? It's the highest form of creation in on a planet is. And so when you understand that so using the sperm as your thought and your egg as your emotions, right? The feminine energy creates mostly from leaning back, from understanding, okay, this is what we have to do. Now, she's just not sitting back and not doing anything. There's a baby being created with inside of that egg, from an embryo all the way to a human body. That's like what is inside of you, guys. The sperm is the thought, right? And so the egg is the emotion. Think of it in this way. It's such a beautiful way to think of it. That's creation. Oh, I have this thought. Sometimes my thoughts are crazy. Sometimes they're going crazy all over the place. Sometimes they fail. Sometimes they don't make it to their destination, right? But when that sperm hits the egg, it's already done. It's already done. From that space is the creation, right? So powerful, so beautiful to understand God in you. Now, if you don't believe in a higher force, that's okay. You believe in science, that's okay, whatever it may be. But there is something that is outside of you that has created the sun, the ocean, the world, whatever it may be, right? So there is a force within you in this universe that is pushing evolution. And you are part of that journey. What I want to finish up here is the key takeaways. The key takeaways are everything is inside of you. Everything exists. Everything is created. Your desire would not be on your heart if it wasn't something that was supposed to manifest in your reality. That's the first point. Second point, you're manifesting all day, every day. All day, every day. Why not manifest the life of your dreams that already exists? Third point, you are the magic. You are the miracle. Do you understand the forces that had to happen to have you in human form? Take one day, and be in awareness. One day, full day. If you take 30 days, your life will change if you do this one thing. Full awareness of where you're in spiritual maturity, in consciousness, and where you're in your ego. Start your day. If you take 30 days, this will change your life. One day you'll see the difference. Start your day with some sort of connection back to you and your highest self. Start your day with prayer, meditation, whatever it may be for you. I have meditation, breath work, journaling, gratitude, then coffee, and whatever it may be, right? So I have a practice. Start a practice for 21 days. Where are you in your physical body? Where are you in your mental body? Where are you in your emotional body? Where are you in your energetic body? Where are you in the competitive range, not the creative? Change your life. Game changer when you stop living in the competitive realm. Game changer when you live in consciousness. Game changer when you see things as energy and a version of you. Everything is you outpushed. Everything is you outpushed. Every circumstance, every situation, everything is your value, your worth of who you think you are. God in me, through me. When I have circumstances come up, I stop, I pause. I'm not kidding you. I get back to God. How was I in my ego, God? How can I be better? What do I need to do differently? Okay, good. How can I pivot? Everything's always working out for me, and the greatest and highest good is always coming. So if everything's always working out for me, the greatest and highest good is coming. Where do I need to detach? Where am I? Where am I so connected, not in a positive way, to something? You do this for 30 days. You wake up, you either, have a practice, a physical practice, whatever that might be to you. You live in gratitude. You focus on your end. You know who you are. You show up as God in you, through you, and there is nothing less. You fall from grace and you rise again. It is a practice to manifest. Being a master manifester, and I will tell you this, I have manifested every single thing I've ever wanted in my entire life. Now, along that journey, have I manifested some shit shows? Of course. Have I manifested things that I don't want? Definitely. Have I manifested chaos? Have I manifested things that have been not for my higher good? Absolutely. Were they lessons? Yes. Were they part of my expansion and my growth? Definitely. Have I had relationships that were like that? Absolutely. Were there relationships with other people, with money, with circumstances, everything? Yes. Everything is a relationship with you. Everything is a relationship with you and God, source, the universe, higher self, whatever it may be. When you know that, your life changes. You are a priority, period. You are the director, the writer, the executive producer of your life. They are you outpushed. They are showing up as you. The money is showing up as you. The clients are showing up as you. The business is showing up as you. The relationships are showing up as you. They are you outpushed. You are not a victim. And when you start to claim that, I know my power. I know I'm a creator. I'm the creator. Where am I in creation mode? Where am I in the 0 point field? I love the 0 point field because it's peace and calm and it's a blank canvas. Where am I in the 0 point field? Where am I in, the form of creation? Start with your desire. Know that there's a time lapse sometimes when you're not in alignment with it. Know that there's a transition, that your identity is becoming someone new. Know that you have to detach from the outcome. Then your manifestation appears. Again, you are manifesting all day, every day. All day, every day. And in the quantum fields, when you play in the quantum fields, it's so much fun. It's just so much fun. If you're not as well versed in the quantum fields and you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's okay, because you're still manifesting all day. Hey, Noelle, where was I in my ego today? Hey, Noelle, if whatever your name is, how can I be better today? Where was I a really good human today? Where did I fall from grace today? Where can I be better? Where can I take more inspired action? Where am I not showing up fully, authentically as me? This is the key component of manifestation. Energy doesn't lie. And so often you think you can manipulate. And we do manipulate your mind and your body and your energy. That's biohacking and mind hacking and energy hacking. But that's not what I'm talking about. When you try to manipulate your manifestation, it will show up because that's your ego. It will show up in the manipulation form, right? You cannot do that. Energy doesn't lie. It will show you exactly. You can't lie to somebody and try to manipulate something or situation and think that it's going to be okay. One, karma. I'm a huge believer in karma. But two, it's energy. The best thing I could teach you is you are energy. God is energy. The trees are energy. Money is energy. Steve down the street is energy. The person in front of you is energy. It does not lie. What vibration are you living in? What frequency are you choosing? You cannot listen to Brett Young on a rock station. I promise you that. Brett Young's he's my favorite country artist. So you can't listen to country on a heavy metal station. You have to adjust. You have to pivot. It is work. It is diligence. It is spiritual maturity. It is commitment to yourself and to others. It is purpose-driven. It is impactful. And you might not be a TV host, and you might be doing anything what I'm doing, but you might be just being, one of the most important things in the world as a parent. You might be, just a loving, kind smile to somebody. Show up differently. Show up differently. Show up differently. Stop being a victim. Whatever's showing up in your life, you've created. Understand that. Whatever's showing up in your life, you've created. Take accountability for that. You are more powerful than you will ever know in your life. If you need support, go to noelleagape.com. We have courses, we have free meditations, we have everything that you can possibly imagine. We are going to Costa Rica in April. Change your life. Breaking through upper limits using adventure therapy. There's 1,000 things that are free if you don't have the money. There's 1,000 options for you. There is no excuse ever of not working on yourself. Are you living in your ego, or are you living in consciousness? Big question, because your manifestations will show you. It's that simple. If you're living in the competitive field, which is your ego, your manifestations will show you. If you're living in consciousness and higher vibrations, your life will show you. It is really, really that simple. It is all within you. Everything you are looking for, everything you are desiring is already there. The energy of it is waiting for you to conform. Collapsing from the 3D to the 5D sometimes can be so easy, and sometimes it can be a long journey of the soul. The biggest relationship you can ever have in the manifestation process is not an external force. It is a relationship with you, relationship with your higher power, with God, source, the universe, whatever you believe it to be. Because when you know that, you know how powerful you are. You know it is the creation within you that is experiencing this life. It changes you forever. Forever. God in you, through you. Maybe you don't resonate with that, but there's something in you that is waiting to be unleashed. There is something within you that you know your soul is pulling you towards. There is something within you that is magnificent, that you are not allowing in. Stop it. Create from consciousness. Create from you. Create from the highest version of you, because you are magical. You are love. You are light. You are divinity in motion. Every particle in you is light. Every particle in you is love. Every particle in you is magnificent and powerful. And when you stop and you know who you are, the world conforms to you. You are more powerful than you will ever know. Get support, get help, get guidance. I promise you, I've had 5 mentors this year that have gotten me to where I need to be. You can't do this alone. Community is connection. Community is connection. Find you in everything. Find God in everything. Find light in everything. Find love in everything. And it will find you. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. You are more powerful than you will ever know. Trust it, know it, believe it. I love you.